Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is where it covers practical monitoring and evaluation and project planning and management. So today we are going to look at the role of an M&E or roles of M&E in the project life cycle phases. So these are summarized in 4 phases. 1, we have the role of M&E in the design phase. Here, M&E, you as an M&E personnel or M&E plays a crucial role in ensuring that the project or program is well designed and has the potential to achieve its intended outcomes. So under the design phase, what is the responsibility of M&E and how can you do M&E in the design phase of the project? 1, you can define the goals and objectives and targets of the project. You as an M&E you can hope to ensure that the goals and objectives and targets of the project or program are clearly defined, measurable, and achievable. SMART goals and objectives and targets. Then in the design phase, you're responsible in ensuring to identify resources. M&E can hope to identify the resources required to implement a project or program successfully. These resources may include the human, financial, material resources needed to achieve the project, objective, or program. Then 3 is developing a work plan. You can help you as an M&E in the development of the project work plan. It's very crucial as you're working with other team members of the project. Develop the work plan that outlines the activities, the timelines, and responsible persons needed to achieve the project or program goals or objectives. Also, it's very crucial to note that in designing the work plan, you should also include the indicators for monitoring and evaluation, because this will be used to measure the progress towards the goals and objectives. Then 4, in the design phase, responsible for defining the roles and responsibilities. You can help clarify the roles and responsibilities of each project or project personnel or team member. For the M&E, you can include the roles of each team members who will be responsible for collecting and analyzing the data, reporting progress, and making decisions based on the findings. Then number 5 is conducting a needs assessment. M&E can help during the design phase to conduct a needs assessment which determines the situation, identify the gaps that needs to be identified. So you as an M&E personnel are in the design phase. It's very crucial for you to do a needs assessment, identify what is the exact problem, identify the gaps that need to be addressed. This helps to ensure that the project or program is designed to meet the specific needs of the target population. So it's very critical for you to ensure that the project is well designed, has clear, realistic targets and objectives and appropriate indicators to track progress, and also for you to identify the challenges and opportunities to ensure that the project or program is designed to meet the specific needs of the population. This will help you in turn to achieve the intended objectives or outcomes. So just to summarize, in the design phase, M&E is responsible for designing, defining goals and objectives and targets, identifying resources, developing work plans, defining the roles and responsibilities, and conducting a needs assessment. Then 2, we have the implementation phase. What is the role of an M&E as an M&E personnel of M&E or M&E or monitoring and evaluation in the implementation phase? The monitoring and evaluation implementation phase plays a very crucial role in ensuring that the project achieves its intended outcomes. So under the implementation phase 1, M&E is responsible, or the M&E personnel are responsible in tracking progress. Under tracking progress, this can help you to track. This can help to track progress against a project or project plan that you developed. Against the activities or the targets you developed, so you track progress against that. And also this involves collecting and analyzing data on the progress activities, outputs, and outcomes. Yeah, the data collected can be used to determine if the project is achieving its intended outcomes, or if not, the areas that need improvement. So, still under the implementation phase, you identify emerging issues. Yeah, so if you've done some data collection and analysis and identified some issues that need to be addressed, that may affect the project implementation, yeah, or any challenges that may arise, yeah, you identify those issues and create appropriate solutions so that they don't hinder any of the project progress or achieving the project outcomes. Yeah, after identifying the emerging issues and the implementation, any challenges and constraints, then you make adjustments. Making adjustments is the proposed solutions you propose to this challenges or bottlenecks you've identified. Is either you may need to relocate new resources, adjust some activities to ensure that the project is going on track or stays on track. Yeah, so M&E can be used to inform decision making and make adjustments to guide the project or program implementation. Then ensuring accountability. Yeah, as an M&E personnel, it's also part of your role to ensure accountability of the project or program outcomes. Yeah, this include monitoring the performance of the program teams, if they're actually doing their intended activities, if they're actually achieving the outputs set out in the plan. Yeah, how much resources are being used, are they being used effectively? Reporting on progress to the shareholders or stakeholders, you have to report to them. Yeah, the data collected through M&E can be used to ensure the project is implemented in a transparent and accountable manner. Yeah, so it's overall in the implementation phase, it helps M&E helps to track progress, identify emerging issues, and make adjustments as needed to ensure that the project or program stays on track and achieves its intended objectives or outcomes. Yeah, M&E in this implementation phase can also ensure that the project or program is implemented efficiently and effectively. That is relating to the accountability of the resources that are being used. Yeah, efficiency and effectively to show whether the resources are being used appropriately. Can be any of either M&E in a health field, or whether the doctors are using the resources appropriately, or in the energy. M&E cuts across in education, anywhere in agriculture. Yeah, so that's the role of M&E in the implementation phase. Then we have the monitoring and evaluation phase. After we've implemented our projects, then you're going to monitor and evaluate it. Here, M&E plays a critical role in ensuring the project or program is implemented effectively and efficiently. So what does M&E, or you as an M&E personnel, do exactly in the monitoring and evaluation phase? One, as I said, it's a monitoring and evaluation. One is to you monitor. Yeah, in this phase, it involves you collecting and analyzing data on the progress of the project or program. Again, its goals, objectives, and targets. Yeah, this includes collecting data on inputs, activities, outputs, outcomes, and impacts. The data collected during monitoring is used to track the progress and identify areas that need improvement. Two is evaluation. Yeah, evaluating this involves assessing the performance of the project. Again, its goals or objectives and targets. This may include this can be done at different levels, including the evaluation, process evaluation, impact evaluations, or outcome evaluations. Yeah. So the data collected during evaluations helps to assess the effectiveness or impact of the project or programs, and it can help you to also identify the lessons learned, which you can transfer to the other similar projects, or you can scale up your project based on the lessons learned or best practices identified after you've evaluated Then thirdly is reporting. Yeah, reporting. After you've monitored, you've evaluated, you report the findings of your monitoring evaluation activities to your shareholders or stakeholders. Yeah, stakeholders, either the donors or the beneficiaries, the project team. Yeah. So in your reporting, I have a video on how to do a report. You can kindly check it out. Yeah. It should be very clear and concise, and the report should be relevant to the audience. Yeah, sometimes people come up with reports that are not relevant to the audience you're actually giving that report to, so you should make sure it's very relevant to the audience. If it's for the donors, if it's for the beneficiaries, that the findings are relevant to the audience. Yeah. In your report, you should also include recommendations for improving the effectiveness or impact of the program. Fourthly is learning. Yeah, this is the new element in M&E, but most people are adapting it. New M&E is adapting it. Very important. Yeah. This involves using the findings of the monitoring and evaluation activities to improve the effectiveness and impact of the program or project. The learning may involve adjusting the project or program design, or relocating resources, modifying activities, or improving project or program management. Yeah, the learning or upscaling best practices or sharing knowledge to others. It depends on the particular project, whether it's an education or health or JBV, any M&E, as I said, cuts across. Yeah, so in this phase, we've seen that M&E helps to identify the areas of success, challenges, and areas for improvement in the monitoring and evaluation. It also helps to inform decision making and improve effectiveness and impact of the project or program. Yeah. Then lastly is the learning phase of the project cycle. The learning phase involves reflecting the project or program experience, documenting lessons learned, and sharing the findings with stakeholders. New M&E, most of the job adverts right now, they need people who document the lessons learned. So this is also another very crucial component of M&E and your role as an M&E personnel in your organization. Yeah, so under learning one, there is reflection. Yeah, this involves you reflecting on the project experience and identify what worked well, what did not work well, and why. So this can help you include the successes the project imagined to achieve, the challenges, the lessons learned. Yeah. Reflection may involve individual group reflection, or should be collaborative process involving all stakeholders. You can have roundtable discussions with all the project stakeholders and reflect on the project, on your project. Like, oh, we did this project, we designed it, we implemented it, we monitored and evaluated it, we've actually now closed the project. So what can we learn from the project? What worked well in this project? What did not work well, and why are the reasons? What can we learn to do better? What can we learn to upscale from this project? That's the learning phase. Then you have the documentation. After sharing that and identifying all that, you document. This is also a component in the learning phase. This involves the documenting the lessons you've learned from your review or reflection phase. Yeah, the lessons you've learned from the project, and this includes documenting the successes, the challenges, the lessons learned, as well as recommendations for future projects or programs. Yeah. So documentation may take the form of reports or case studies or other forms of knowledge or products. Yeah, you can document in terms of reports, case studies, case stories, or any other products. Then you can share. Yeah. Sharing involves sharing the findings from the project or program with the stakeholders. Yeah, you can share your successes, the challenges, the lessons learned, as well as many other recommendations for future projects. Yeah. The sharings can be in form of presentations, workshops, yeah, or any online meetings. You can share. your lessons learned after you've documented them. Yeah, and successes and project successes. Then the application. This is still under the learning phase. Your role as M&E we should do in the learning phase. The application of the learning phase involves using the lessons learned from the project or program to improve the effectiveness and impact of the future projects or programs. So you're able to apply the recommendations and best practices identified during the learning phase to future projects or programs so that you can create or get better impact. So in general, the learning phase is very critical for improving the effectiveness and impact of your future projects or programs. And M&E, your role as an M&E or is very essential during the learning phase because it provides the data and evidence that can be used to inform decision making and improve future projects or programs. It's an iterative process and lessons learned from one project can be applied to future projects. Thank you very much. That has been it. What is your role as M&E in the project cycle phases? See you. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again. Love you. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.